Moving on to a old school rivalry. The whole reason the Dallas Cowboys are in the East, the Washington Commanders at the Dallas Cowboys. The Commanders are going to be 1.5-point favorites on the road. 55.5 is our over under. Washington minus 125 on the money line. Dallas 105 on the money line for themselves. So I do want to say we heard from the commissioner's office. If you remember last week, I got a unsportsmanlike conduct for I brought someone up who probably shouldn't have been brought up. Again, not on purpose. And then Raider Jim may have said a team name. The commissioners called and they said, look, no one's getting fined, no one's getting suspended, but we're watching you. So we're all on notice. The commissioner is watching. Who is the commissioner? Who knows? Probably a guy just behind the curtain. But anyways, in terms of this game, I really think it's kind of similar to what the Giants, I talked with the Giants. Very different team at home. Dallas is a very different team at home. This is a good football team when they're playing in Jerry's world. I don't know. It doesn't always make sense, but I really do think Dallas comes out and they get the job done. Washington might be in a little bit of trouble. I think their defense is a big time issue right now. And Dallas, that's their strength right now. I really do think they're going to drop back. They're going to throw the ball against a bad Washington defense. So give me Dallas on the money line, plus 105. 55.5. I believe this is the largest number we've talked about this year. And I understand why it's 55.5. I'm actually going to go under. And a big reason why is Dan Quinn. There are going to be moments in this game where Dan Quinn can take 3 points. He's going to go for it on fourth down. And maybe that in turn forces Brian Schottenheimer to kind of react to that. You know, the old, hey, they're not kicking field goals, so we're not kicking field goals. That might bring the number down a little bit. But again, 55.5, I know why it's that high. Wouldn't be surprised to see it go over. But for the sake of the podcast, I'm going to say under 55.5. But I really do like Dallas on the money line. I think this is a big game for them. And again, at home, this is a much different team than when they are on the road. And they don't have to deal with Rico Dowdell this week, so that's a plus. But Raider Jim, your thoughts? Washington slight favorites on the road as they head to Dallas.
If it wasn't for the home field advantage, I could buy into all that. And then I look at last week's scores. And I look at the Panthers beating the Cowboys. And it's like, wow. And in that losing effort, what was it? They put up 57 points between the two teams. So I do like the over in this one. Washington can put up points. That they can do. And it could very well be the 12th man on the field for the Commanders is the Cowboys defense. Because that defense is still not good. I don't care what anybody says. But you're absolutely right. As far as the offense goes for the Cowboys, they get rolling. Washington can put up points. They're going to put up points. The Cowboys need to match them, though, score for score. And it could be a very entertaining game if that happens. As long as the Cowboys don't make mistakes, I think offensively they're going to be sound. Can their defense keep Jayden Daniels off the field or minimize the impact that the offense has for Washington when they do get on the field? Hold them to 3. Don't let them get in the end zone. That's the wild card right here. I like this one. I like Washington on the money line, and I like over, but this could be a real fun game to watch. It could be like, old school Thanksgiving when they were one of the big games to watch on Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah, this is a sneaky good game. I know there are probably people who are going to, kind of gloss over it. But Dallas, one of these teams is going to make the playoffs, I assume. Someone's got to finish second in the East. And I think finishing second in the East, and maybe I'm a little cocky by just putting someone in second, but, I'm down on the Eagles, but I'm not that down. Anyways, one of these teams need to make the playoffs. This is a huge game for both because, of course, for tiebreak and things like that. Really, really interested to see how this one goes. And I kind of do want to see a shootout, even though I would lose my bet. But a 34-31 game comes down to the last second. Brandon Aubrey kicks a 400-yard field goal. It would be incredible.